in just a second to let a few folks come in, but I just wanted to reach out one more time and thank you all for being here. I hope it's been worthwhile for you. I want to thank you most of all for being so open, which is what's going to happen here in a second. I think one of the biggest strengths of this event is that coming from several different fields, franchise stores, independent stores, some folks with a little more lawn and garden background, some folks with a hardware background. I think this is one of the few locations where we all share ideals back and forth, and I think that's good. There's a phrase, you know, the rise, everybody rise, all boats rise on an ocean that's going up, and our goal is to help the whole industry. That's why we do this whole event. I think we've given them long enough to come. Holly just tell folks to come on in. We appreciate your flexibility on the schedule. We tried very, very hard this year to make those buses get back on the right time, but it's just hard when you got folks in the field watching birds. I hope it was a good morning. Were any of you out there this morning?
Hell yeah.
Worked out all right? Good day? Fantastic. This is traditionally, when I get the rating sheets back, this is always the #1 rated session. Not to put any load on you guys. But we reach out from coast to coast in this case, even up to the edge of the Northwest in Canada, trying to get diversity in this panel. And each of these folks were kind enough to set up here. This is what we call our 30 Ideals in 30 Minutes session. They're going to be sharing just quick things that will be all over the board. How to sell more, how to make more, how to motivate staff, all kinds of things come up here. But I don't know what they're going to talk about. So I'm going to let them just introduce themselves one by one, and we're going to start ladies first. Claire?
And this is on. Okay. My name is Claire Horvath. Dave and I have owned a bird store for 20 years. 18 and a half of those were part of a franchise. We're now an independent store of our own, and we love every day of it. Oh, I'm in Maryland.
I'm Randy Solomon. I own 2 stores in the Vancouver, BC area. I've had the first store for about 16 years. We were also formerly a franchise and gone independent. And I've had the second store for about 2 years now.
Hi, I'm Pete Peterson. We have 3 stores in Maryland. We're affiliated with Ace. We have one store that's small, it's like a hardware store. We have another store that's in between them. We have a larger store. But we have 2 bird stores in 3 of our stores. And our headquarters store has the largest bird store in it.
I'm Steve Ridley from Newburyport, Massachusetts. Birdwatcher Supply and Gift is my store, and I've been open for about 16 years there. And I also have a satellite store in the Mass Audubon Joppa Flats Education Center, also in Newburyport, a much smaller kind of satellite store.
One thing that hit me as we introduced here, and I want to make sure everybody understands there was no agenda. We have had franchise stores doing other talks and other agendas, so it is the industry as a whole, so please understand that. We love you all. Okay? Claire, shall we get started and let you give us our first idea?
Okay. I come from a sales background, and I can tell you just anything. And the one thing that I used to tell people when they came to our store for training was to remember that anything you sell in your store can be bought somewhere else for less than what you sell it for. And that you have to get over that. And you have to not concentrate on that. And you have to not think about that all day long. What are they selling this for at Home Depot? What are they selling it for here or there, Walmart? You will never compete there. And I just think that you shouldn't try. I think what you have to do is say, I'm going to sell this product for what I need to sell it for. And then I'm going to make them come to me to get it, because they want to come to me to get it. And what I think you have to really concentrate on in your stores is what is it about you that makes them want to come to you and get it.
Get some guys to help us.
So that's the idea that I would go on, is, find something, I'm hearing Mel's voice, find something that makes you special. Find something that makes them want to come to you. It really should probably be product knowledge and how nice you are. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Stop playing the price game. Very important.
I'm a big sort of proponent of store environment, especially when somebody is walking off the street into your store. You want to have a situation where they're sort of coming out from that traffic noise and they just enter your store and everything is just amazing. So just to be kind of specific here, what I do is I have a Parasol DVD that I play in the store right at my Hummingbird display on a TV. That particular DVD has great backyard bird song. If you don't already have that one, So I've got that playing in the background. What I also do, I've got iTunes on my computer, and I play some Robert Michaels, some Jesse Cook, Gypsy King type of music. So very upbeat kind of guitar instrumental music that most people enjoy. I try and stay away from what I kind of call the slow, sappy kind of, new age kind of music, because it lulls people to sleep. So do that, and also what I do, I have a 3-level water fountain going at the same time, cascading, great water sound. Combine all that together, and you've got a great environment.
I'll add to that. I was taught that you're to involve all the senses, so you keep sound as a very important part of that. Okay?
So I don't have to hum anymore. My store I can get a DVD. I'm always paranoid about top line because I have a lot of bills I need to pay. So most of my ideas are about selling something. We run campaigns from time to time. We sell an inexpensive bird food that people can get just about anywhere to get people in. We convert a lot of people up from there, beginning birders, and educate them on how they can have the kind of birds they want. But one of the things we do, we take our premium blends like Woodpecker Wowie and Birds Gone Wild. We'll sell the 5-pound bags at 50% off as an introductory offer. And then we give them a comeback coupon for $2 off on a 20-pound bag to get them used to trying that and understand the concept of a concentrate, a bird, a 5-pound bag that'll last 4 times longer than a 5-pound bag of the kick-out type of seed. And that's been working really well for us.
What was the name of that mix?
Woodpecker Wowie, Birds Gone Wild, Clinger's Charms, Cardinal Candy, Finch Nuggies.
You catch all the alliteration, some cool, good thoughts there.
Since seed is also a big part of our business, as it is probably everyone's here, early on, probably for the last 10 years, we've done an early order seed program. And every year we've done that. Before this year, we have pretty much tied up people into a program where they can buy in advance at a reduced bulk price and then pick up seed in any quantity as they need it. What changed this year was the tremendous hike in prices, as you all know. So we modified that program a little bit. We still have pre-sales locked in for 6 months, but instead of giving any kind of a discount off the bulk prices, what we've done is offered a 10% discount to any of those customers signed up on the program for anything else in the store. But since those are regular customers anyway, we have probably about 150 signed up on this program. We offer them another 10% on feeders or houses or anything else that they purchase.
Good idea.
Yes.
Was that during a certain, you said it was a card for 10% off that they would carry in? How do you implement that?
Well, we keep cards on the quantities that they originally purchased in the store and deducted from that.
But you're asking, how do they get the 10% off on a purchase? Is that at the time they purchase, or do they get a coupon or card to take with them?
No, they just identify themselves as a program member.
So any additional purchases that we make throughout a time frame, we get 10% off the feeders and so forth?
Correct.
Did you hear that? What it amounts to is any additional purchases they make during a certain time period, then they get the 10% off.
Because that becomes their added benefit for being part of the program.
And with 150 people on that program, it's critical that in this tough time you keep that going forward. So nice flexibility, good idea. Because a lot of us are grappling with how to do that. Okay?
Okay, speaking about sales, last weekend we just finished our yearly exciting garage sale, seed sale. And this is one of these things we've been doing for many, many years. As if something comes back to my store, a Joy Yankee feeder, I don't like this Joy Yankee feeder. It doesn't match my other ones. I've used it for 3 months. It's filthy. And I want my money back. Okay. So we do that. And then you have this really dirty Joy Yankee feeder. And so what we opted to do was just put it in a box and store it. And we store things that come in a little bunked. We store things that I'm just thinking, tired of looking at after a while, okay? And then the week before the sale, we go through the store, and I have to actually slap my staff, stop it, leave it, because they're like, how about this, how about this? Anyway, so we just get rid of things that we're sort of need to move out. You know, the ninth and 10th of 10 things that you got, and the first 8 flew out, but the last 2 are just sitting there. And I never have during the year a clearance table. This just doesn't happen in our store. It just quietly goes away. And so we have over the years then set up a yard sale. And I'm telling you, it's a yard sale. These people line up. We had to put tape up this year because I was doing it outside. And they aren't allowed to go past the tape. They can look, but they can't go past the tape. And they take off work. It's very strange. And so on Friday, we did, and this is not just to make you understand how it works, we did $3,500 just in yard sale stuff. Okay, and we're talking like this filthy Joyanky feeder is $5. I was going to be trashed. You know, it was just not, so we get $5 for it. We come here and buy Mel's $2 things and sell them for $3. But it just adds to the fun. Some woman
I need to move them to the $5 table next year.
Some woman in my store said, "Wow, I must not shop here enough because I never even saw this in your store." And I thought, "Well, yeah, I went from that thing to my storage unit and so on." But it generates a lot of business on this one weekend. And in the first week in October, I don't know about you, but I could use cash flow, and this stuff would have come in maybe on a clearance sale table. You know, a little bit a month kind of thing, but to get, you know, I think my husband has $3,500 on Friday and then another $2,000 on Saturday, just in the miscellaneous key on our computer, and that doesn't count the seed sale that goes along with it. So I kind of like it.
Neat excitement. I want to throw out a phrase every time I give a talk. I say you got to do new. 20% of your store needs to leave every year, and this is how you do it. Okay, you know that you can pick your own number. But 20%. We can't get rid of 20% here because all of you are at different stages of that cycle. But in a retail store, I absolutely believe in that. Because what's the first phrase they always ask when they come in? What's new? Now let's think about that. Okay.
I like to put what I call hang tags on every product that I have, especially in the bird feeding department. And what I do is I make up hang tags are sort of a 4x6 on bright yellow paper, and I laminate them. I put key features and benefits. You know, you don't need too many, maybe one or two on each one. And to give you an example of what I do, I sell these what I call combo packages of Aspect feeders. So I'll put together an Aspect feeder with a dome and a tray on the bottom, and I'll do the 3 sizes. So what I'll do is I'll get a Nerva pole with a triple hook, and I'll hang each of those 3 at different price points. And what I'll do on each hang tag is I'll put the individual cost of each item, the total, and then combo price, and then the amount that you're actually saving. And most of the time, if people are looking at an individual, it can be Aspects, it can be a Droll-Yankee feeder, whatever you want to do, but if they're looking at that individual feeder, many times they'll come back and they'll look at that sort of combo situation on the pole and they go, okay, I'm saving, 10-12% on getting the whole thing, and they'll get it just like that. So make sure make sure you're putting packages of products together rather than just selling sort of one individual product. Your sales will go up quite a bit that way.
Great idea.
Doing the hang tags, we tend to all have our favorite feeders personally. I just wanted to add that we tend to have our favorite feeders personally, and you've been in bookstores where they have, the employees' favorite books and so forth. We do that with our feeders too. So we have certain ones that say Sandy's favorite feeder and such, and it makes people say, okay, why is that your favorite? And we sell a ton of feeders just because we say it's our favorite.
That's why if you want to take home a Dr. JV's and try it in the yard, I'll send one for you. Okay.
Writing all these good ideas down. One of the other things we found that really works, we've run a lot of coupons before that don't work. We've run 5 off of 20, 10 off of 30, and things like that. Our best coupon is when we run it in Valpak. We run a $5 off a $10 sale. And I'd be remiss to say I wasn't anxious when I first started doing it because I thought, 50% off, that's a lot of money. Well, fortunately, customers thought it was 50% off too. And my average ticket went from $20 to $31, so I was actually giving $5 off of $31. So people come in to buy an item that they're thinking about at 5 off of 10, but they always wind up picking up other things because we so excellently merchandise everything.
Good idea.
Just to expand on the yard sale idea, one of the things that we have done in the past is we have our own parking lot, so we have a little more flexibility than maybe some of you. But we actually opened up a yard sale for customers as well. So we charge customers a $10 table fee to come in and go around our parking lot. We had booths, if you will, as well as our own booth where we were trying to dispense all the old material and allowed our customers to participate in that too, and that just increased the traffic through the store as well.
Good idea. We do these year after year, and I think I've surely heard them all, and no way.
We, at one point, we had 3 store locations, and at that point in time, I had a lot of staff. I now have the one location, I have 2 part-time employees. And we only started about a year and a half ago to have staff meetings. A little stupid, but we're slow. And I love the staff meetings. We sit down with the 2 ladies. It's during hours. It's when they're working, so I just pull them into the back room. If the doorbell doesn't ring, then Dave is there with us. And we have a staff meeting. And this has been really helpful just on helping them learn to sell, because I realize that not everyone really knows how to do that, how to go over new products that's come in, and also to listen to them. They actually write down notes and save them for staff meetings so they can fuss at me about something that I'm not doing right, or something that they want to see in the store and stuff. But I really think it elevates them to real participation in what we do at the store. So even if it's just 2 staff members, I think staff meetings are a good idea.
Good job.
One of the lines that we've carried for several years now is it's a jewelry line, and I'm a typical man. I know nothing about jewelry, but I was talking to Scott Wickens in Portland a long time ago, and he has about 5 or 6 stores in Portland, and he's done very well with a line called Silver Forest. I don't know how many people carry Silver Forest. It's a pretty amazing product, because what Silver Forest does is they send you a 4-sided display that's already fully loaded with jewelry. So you literally lift it out of the box and you put it on your desk or your cash wrap or another display. And they basically give this jewelry to you on consignment, knowing full well that you'll be ordering again and again and again. And the stuff I've carried it for probably about 6 or 7 years, and it flies off the shelves continuously. And they've got a little marker on on the back of each earring. And basically, when you sell an earring, you remove this marker, you put it on a reorder sheet, and you just fax it into them. So you don't have to keep 1,000 different SKUs for this product. I just use one SKU, one code, and then it has different prices. So I just bring up that 3,000 code on my computer, plug in the price, boom, it's done. So if you're not carrying Silver Forest, they're out of Vermont, U.S. made, great product. I'd recommend them.
You'll share that address with us, and we can share it with the crew? You do that? Okay, because I already looked at Holly and said, we need to look at this for Songbird. Okay.
Gillette is a company that makes razors and things you shave with, and their philosophy was they wanted to put their best razors in people's hands so they'd be excited and continue to buy the refills. We consistently do bird feeder trade-in sales or a straight 40% off coupon, usually in Valpak, for a new feeder, knowing when they come in they're going to just have one more feeder in their yard. They're going to continue to buy more and more bird food. So we've got a lot of feeders in yards, and our bird seed sales are ever increasing. We attribute a good bit of that to that program.
Good program. Go ahead. You go ahead.
I have my feeders marked out really high to accommodate coupons and sales. I think you really have to do that first and just stay consistent with coupons, and people won't care what the regular pricing, because they'll always come in with coupons.
Okay. Well, I know, speaking to that, we have a lot of customers, like your Woodpecker Wowie, there's Woodpecker feeders that are made just for that. And we practice that philosophy because we're the only place in town that they can buy the food that goes best in there. So getting those unique feeders out where you've got a food that somebody else in town doesn't have is one of my favorite ways to implement that. Okay, go ahead.
Well, if you've gone to other seminars here, you've heard a lot about some of the new ways to get out to customers. We're still using a lot of the old-fashioned ways, though, because a lot of our customers still prefer printed matter. So we still do a quarterly newsletter, but we have gone also to an electronic monthly newsletter, more like a blog might be, to get the timely information to customers that want to get it that way. One of the key successes for the newsletters that we've done for the 16 years I've been around is that we always put coupons in there, and usually at least one or two of those times, usually around the holidays and maybe one other time during the year, we put a coupon for something free. And it tends to be like a thistle sack or a suet feeder or something that they're going to have to buy seed or refills for to keep them coming back into the store.
Build some traffic though, I bet, doesn't it?
Well, you just stole my thing. I have up here some things that you're welcome to take later if you would like to. We do a newsletter and also have done it for a really long time. This last year we pulled back a little on the hard copy and have decided to go back to, we actually do it 6 times a year, every 2 months we do that. People really, really, really like it. They come in and tell me all the time, and that's not to be prideful. They just really like it. It's 4 pages and always has coupons in it, but more than that, it's really just informative. Here's what's happening. Here's birds you might see. This last one was about crows. I mean, we actually don't feed crows, really, but people were really excited to learn about, the intelligence of crows. I think I stole some of it from Bill and Nancy. But anyway, I also then send out once a month an email newsletter, which is much shorter, much more, quick, kind of fun, and where they can tag a lot of things and move around. The off month of the hard newsletter, so let's say I send out my hard copy newsletter in February. In March is when we send out our, what do we call them, Mother Nature rewards. It's our reward coupon or checks that go out in the mail to people. If they spend a certain amount of money, we just keep checking in on how much they spent, and when they get to $200, they get a check for $10. The computer does it for us, so it's really not a hard thing. And the reason to do the reward program is to get their address so that I can then send them a newsletter, because I just think this newsletter is always the thing that wins. And the other thing that we do that I have a copy of here too is a postcard. Every time someone signs up for the newsletter, which gets them on our rewards program, so we get their name and we get their email address at that time, whoever it is, whichever employee signs them up, sends them that day, hopefully, a postcard that says, "It was great to see you, it was wonderful to meet you." But we've left a really big space on that postcard, and the employee is supposed to then write something. Hope the feeder works really well. And Dave and my name are signed on the bottom of the postcard, but they then write, Brenda or Peggy. Okay? And so the deal was, I really wanted this to happen, because I really wanted them to be personal with the customers. So now, if a postcard comes back and it says Brenda or Peggy, I have a jar in the back room, and they get like 50 cents for every postcard that comes in, which seems silly, but they really think this is fun. They save them, they make sure they collect them. Don't throw away the postcards, Dave. Claire hasn't given us our quarters yet, so we dump quarters in this bucket, and they're only allowed to redeem the quarters once a month. So, every month they get a few dollars in quarters, and I'm telling you, they're inspired. So there you go, what you can do with quarters. If you'd like to later on come up and get some of these, you can.
I want to tag one thing, and I'm sorry, guys, that I can't shut up. I'm proud of Holly. We were lucky and won Business of the Year in Columbia this last year. And in our submission, one of the things we've done since day one is that. To send cards out, and when I went back to the judges, that personal touch, they said, was one of the things that scored highest because of all the businesses that had been nominated. Nobody else was taking the time to reach out to every single customer. We actually ask them, what's your favorite bird and are your favorite pet? Because we have a dog and cat department in there, and we use the magnetic bookmarks from that we sell. We put one of those, if they say Cardinals, they get a Cardinal bookmark in with it and send out. And I have people, when I don't get over there much, but when I go in for open houses, I have people from 18 years ago say, I still got that bookmark. I still appreciate you guys writing us that note. So I want to endorse, however, you put your own twist on it. But cards are worth the trouble. When have you ever gotten, you don't get many of those when you shop.
I want to talk about another vendor that we use that you may not have heard of. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always having problems with concrete bird baths. I don't really like carrying them because they come on a skid, they're heavy, they're bulky, they come with all this ugly packing material. And I came across this vendor called Innova. Again, I don't know if anyone has heard of that. Innova sort of, there you go. Thanks. Innova Hearth and Home, I think they're called?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, they sell these great metal bird baths. And you have to put them together, but they're quite easy. The actual bowl of the bird bath is made from aluminum, so you never have to worry about it rusting. They're powder coated. They've become a one piece. They're heavy enough that they can't really be tipped over by a cat, a dog, or probably a raccoon, but they're also light enough that you can move them around in your yard. And when I was talking about the 3-level fountain that we have in our store right at the entrance, this is the company that I got 2 of these fountains from, and one is a 2-level, one is a 3-level. And I just sort of, I've got one on the floor, so one to go, one to sell. One to stay on the floor, one to sort of in the background. So you don't need to carry too much stock of them. You won't sell that many of them because they're at a higher price point of $300 to $400. But the amount of water sound that these things make is amazing. It sounds like you've got a waterfall in your store. So I definitely recommend that company as well. They've got a lot of great designs. We've also got a hummingbird arbor that we get from them, and it's I use it to display all my hummingbird feeders, and it's one of the few arbors out there that you can actually put glass shelving from one side to the other. And I look forever for an arbor that you could do that with. So you just order one of those from them, and you've got a beautiful hummingbird display in like a verdigris finish. INNOVA. INNOVA. They're out of California. They say they have a website that's been under construction for like 3 years. So they're one of these companies that,
If will you share the info and we can send it out?
Yeah.
We'll make sure we do that, okay? Question?
Problem with the cement and the packing that comes with it, a cool thing that we found to do is we call our zoo, and the orangutans love it, whether it's Excelsior or burlap bags or whatever. Our cement comes packed and all that stuff, and they will come and pick it up for you, and the orangutans love it.
Fantastic. Now say you haven't learned something at this session. Okay? Thank you for sharing that.
Well, we've all been accused of being monkey rich.
There you go.
We started doing something, this was a promotion Scott's Fertilizers did with Ace, and it really was surprisingly popular. There's a website called restaurant.com, and basically they offer discount cards for restaurants in your area, and they have a huge number of them. They purchase deals, and what people do when you give a person a card, they go to the website, register their card, put in how many miles radius they want to check for a restaurant, and they go there and see all the different offers. Usually it's half off, buy one, get one free, something really aggressive. What we usually do is if we sell bird baths or anything really expensive, we'll offer, if a person buys a $100 bird bath, we'll give them a $100 restaurant.com gift card. That card only costs us $7. You go there, you can buy these cards, have them in your store, and give them out. They come, the $100 one's $7, the $50 one is $4, and the $25 one's only $3. So the perceived value of when they make a purchase for $50 and you give them a $50 restaurant.com card, you may use that only just to close the deal. If they say, well, it's just a lot of money right now, and you can just say, well, hey, I'll tell you what I'll do for you. I'll give you this card. That's been working really well for us. It's called restaurant.com.
Cool. Neat idea. Out of the box.
One of the other print media that we use is circulars. And I was disappointed to hear from Mel that he wasn't doing a circular again this time around.
Not this fall.
But I wanted to generate some interest because it works so well for us. And we've done it several years. The last one that we did with Mel last year was very successful. It's got a lot of coupons in it. What we do with it is we actually, we put it in the local newspapers. It's a relatively inexpensive way to get your name out there because these cost about 4 to 5 cents a piece, and to put them in the newspaper is another 4 to 5 cents a piece. So at about 10 cents a piece, you get them mailed to every home in your neighborhood and beyond. The other thing we do is we've actually folded it up and put it inside our newsletter the last couple of years, and we mail that to 5,000 of our regular customers. So they get an extra flyer with all of the different kinds of things that you offer with specials on select items. And every time we do this, our traffic just doubles and triples, and we get amazing